Okay, so Australia's democratic institutions are the foundation of everything we value in our society: our freedom, our prosperity, our way of life. However, like in most Western countries at the moment, our democratic institutions are under enormous pressure today. Public distrust and alienation is pervasive, and authoritarians and demagogues are using this gap in public trust to pitch some very illiberal ideas. So we urgently need to invest in the legitimacy and the responsiveness of our democratic institutions to make them relevant to the Australian people again. We need to recapture that spirit of democratic innovation, that laboratory of democracy that we had in Australia in the first half of the 20th century. So in the 21st century, making institutions more responsive means opening them up to online engagement. So in the book that Claire O'Neill, another Labor MP, and I wrote a couple of years ago, we proposed that the institution of Parliament be opened up to online engagement from the public. The Finnish Parliament already allows, if 50,000 citizens sign an online petition, you can force a vote on a piece of legislation or on a motion before the Parliament. We also propose that citizens should be able to propose and vote on questions to be put to the Prime Minister in question time. The reality is that very few people watch question time today, sad as it may be. Far more people watch Q&A when they can participate from home online. So that's our pitch for making Australian Parliament more representative, more responsive and more legitimate in the modern world.
What's for sure, it's not a bad idea, except my concern is that we're still dealing with socialism, which doesn't care what the people think. But it's like a dead star, socialism, but it's still got light shining through people like Bill Shorten, good old Shifty Shorten, through people like old socialists, old Richo, and even commentators like Dear Madigan. And dare I say, it's even been contaminated to our rather naive Prime Minister. So I really don't see it's got much prospects of getting up. So I'll ask you, Tim, you put a proposal that says we want more interaction. I can think of other ways we can do it. There's no reason why we can't use social media through the Parliament and use more interactive mediums. And you can get up and ask questions for and on behalf of people. So how do you think the selection of who would ask the questions would work? And why do you think it would not be stacked out by the usual socialists who pop up on that side of your side of the house?
Well, I'm pleased we got 5 words in before the bogeyman of socialism came up tonight, Bronwyn. Bronwyn used to chair the committee that I am now the Deputy Chair of in Parliament, so it's good to be crossing swords again. Look, I suppose what I'd say to you, Bronwyn, is that this is a mechanism that would allow you to put this question directly to Malcolm Turnbull again. From outside the Parliament to say, why is he not standing up to the forces of socialism? And this creates an institutional mechanism that allows people in the general public to organise together online to say, hey, we don't like this socialism business either, or perhaps we do like it, get together with their friends and directly pitch these questions to the Parliament. Indeed, a fairly well-known socialist in the UK, Jeremy Corbyn, has done something of this kind. He has solicited questions from the general public and put them directly to the Prime Minister. And the interesting thing about that is when the Prime Minister or the ministers being asked these questions know that they come directly from a citizen, they respond to them very differently when compared to a question from, say, the Leader of the Opposition